Hey everyone, welcome to this Power BI tutorial. In this video, I'll walk you through a full end-to-end analysis of a cryptocurrency dataset using interactive dashboards to uncover market trends, risk, volatility, and correlations. Whether you're a data analyst, crypto enthusiast, or a Power BI learner, this is the perfect guide to level up your skills and insight. So let's dive into it without wasting much of our time. So what we have to do today, these are the key steps of what we are working with. First, we have to import the data, understand the data. Um, analysis, understanding what you're working with, I think is going to give you one of the a very very firm foundation to start with, because understanding the data actually helps and cuts off 70% of your work. Because definitely you've got to understand what you're working with. When you're being told what to do, I think you can actually have a great stand on what you are being told to do and how you are supposed to implement what you're supposed to do. You get what I'm saying? So I've gone through this data and I know what I'm going to do with this data. So I don't think that would be an issue at this point, because and I'm going to make the work much more easier. I'm going to make the work much more easier. So then we create measure tables and create and what format visuals. I think these are the four main key steps that we'll be working with. So let's dive in without wasting more time. Let's import our data that we're going to be working with. Let's import the data from here. This is I'm going to be dropping the files for both these whole jottings. I will drop them as a drive file under this. You can be able to access wherever I'm using in this place. Yeah. So we have to load it also. We have to load the data into this. Yeah. So I think the data is supposed to start loading now. Yes. So I want to walk you through what we have to do for today, because this is an analysis session. We're not just going to start making visuals, without understanding. Because I think I want to give, since I've gone through this already a couple of times, and I've gotten a firm foundation of this particular data set and what we are supposed to do with this particular data set. I think here, this session, I'm going to make it more easy and much more understandable. So we have to track crypto market performance over time, evaluate individual and cryptocurrencies price. We have this as our specific objectives for this analysis. We have to create correlations between cryptos, trend detections, market comparison. Then when we talk of metrics to track, these are things I think these are things when we are going to create ourselves. Yes, these are measures we're going to create ourselves. These are columns we're going to create ourselves. So these particular columns, there are columns and there are some measures we're going to create, so that we're going to, in our visuals, we have to have them as part of our visuals. That's why it's called strong metrics to track. We're going to actually work with this particular metric. But I think in the data set, these few metrics we're actually missing. So we are going to create them our own self. Do you get it? So in the price category, we have the opening closing price change in percent, and absolute price change. Absolute price change just simply means like the raw difference, regardless of whether it's a negative difference or regardless of whether it's a positive difference, just the raw difference between what the open and the close price. Then we have a 7 days moving average. We have the 7 days moving average. Then we have the price change. Yeah, we have the price change in percent. I think I called that daily return. That's what I used there. Then we have the volatility percent, and we have the high low range. And when we talk of volatility, yeah, it's something. Okay, I'm going to explain that when we are talking about when we are creating the column. Then this part of correlation, we have a lot of things to cover, and it's going to be an interesting task, because walking through this would actually make the work much more easier. So when we talk of correlation coefficient between selected cryptos, I think correlation is one of the, like, when working with cryptocurrency coins, getting the correlation on how each coins behave to one another, I think a very, very good analysis on its own because okay, if I'm to explain correlation, runs from the value of 1 to minus 1. So you get correlations between two coins within the value of what? 1 to minus 1. So positive 1 simply means these two coins move together. I don't know, I get they move together. That's what positive coins mean. You get they move together. 0 means what? They have no relationship. Positive coin means they move together and they have a relationship, while 0 means they don't have a relationship. Then when we talk of negative 1, we say they move opposite direction. They have a relationship but move in opposite direction. I think that's one of that. Then we have a lot of what? Dashboards to track. We have a lot, and it's going to be an interesting task. I'm going to walk you through this. So I think our data set has loaded. Yeah, our data set has loaded, and that's fine. So now let's check it out. Let's go to our table. Let's check our data set out. Actually, very, very nice. So this is our dates. This part is our dates. I want to put it in ascending order. I want to put it in ascending order. Okay. I've gone through this data set like I said earlier, and I will definitely tell you that this data set is running from 2015 to 2025. I think that's okay. Sorry, 2015 to 2025, but it's running 2025 January. So I think it's altogether it's actually 10 years, but it's supposed to be 11 years, but it's actually 10 years because it's running from 2015 January to 2025 January, not 2025 December. You get what I'm saying? So it's actually 10 years time interval, and it's great, so great, meaning that we have a lot of things to work with, we have a lot of things to discover, a lot of tasks. So I think yeah, that's the analysis, and that's why it's so interesting. So, but if you look at this dates clearly, we see that we have duplicates in this particular date. And working with duplicates will only give us inaccurate results. Working with place will only give us an inaccurate result. And I think it's not something we would want to do. It's not something we want to work with. I don't know that you're getting me. So we have to create a date table. We have to create a date table. Go to new table. We have to create a date table. Yes. That contains what? This table, we need it to have distinct values of the date. Distinct of what? Date. Sorry. Yeah. Very simple. You get so now rather than having those duplicates, I think this one will give us a better what accurate result because you don't work with duplicate values. I think in analysis it gives you very much inaccurate results. So to make sure you are aligning well, I think duplicate values is something you should run away from, especially when we talk of cleaning your data set. So I want to name it date. Sorry. Yes. So this is how you can change the naming convention of column. So now I've gone through this data set like I said earlier, and we'll be needing the year column. We'll be needing the year column. So we also need to create the year column in this particular still date table. You get we also need to create this year column in this particular what date table. Year is equals to year year of what? Date table, right? Date table date. Then close your bracket. Very good. Very, very good. So now we've created two two tables. All right. But now we need to create a relationship between this particular date table and the other date table because we are going to be working with this date table here, and we also need um we need this date table to work with each columns in this 1000 cryptos what table. So definitely, if there is no relationship that exists between these two tables, I'm sorry to say to you, but you won't be able to work with it. You won't be able to work with it Do you get what I'm saying? So we need to create a relationship between these two tables. Then from here now, we go into new relationship because we need to what? Establish relationship. So we use from date table, date, date. So now we are establishing a what? A one-to-many relationship. A one-to-many relationship. I think this is what is going to make our work much more better. So now it is done. So we close it. So now we have connected this 1000 cryptos table to this date table. Do you get? So I think yeah, we can now work with this date table in this other one. That's it. Um, when we yeah, let's look at our table bar. Let's look at our table bar. So now I want to take you through what this data set is all about. I think I've done one step now. We've created the date table and we've created a column in the date table. So now I want to walk you through this data set. So understanding the data, I think that's where this step is coming from. Yes, yes. Now that's what we're about to do now. Understand the data. Yeah. So I've gone through them, so I think I will make the work much more easier. So when we talk of this open, hmm, open means what? Opening price for that particular coin for the day. Do you get it? So here now, BTC, the opening price for BTC for 1st of January 2015 was what? 320.43. So open means the what? Open the beginning price for each particular what? Coin for the day. So when we go to close, we go to that close. Just close now means what? The closing price for the day for each particular coin. Do you get it? So now when we talk of high and low, hmm, I think in the span of 24 hours, in the span of 24 hours, the highest, eh, the highest, um, the highest price that that particular coin was able to reach for that day is the high. Do you get it? So now the lowest price it went like for the particular day is the low. This is not hard. This data is actually very simple. So the volume is the total amount of like the total amount that was exchanged or traded for that particular what coin for the day. The total amount that was traded for that particular coin for the day. Then this is just an adjusted close price. You don't actually use you don't use this column unless you are explicitly stated. You get it? I don't even think I actually even worked with this particular column. And I didn't work with it at all. So now we need to track some metrics. All right. We need to track some metrics and we already have our closing and opening price. Okay. So we need our price change in percent and we need our price change in absolute. You get it? We also need our volatility in percent and we also need what? Our high and low range. These are metrics we have to track and we have to do them. All right. So now we need to create this particular column. We can come here, if you right click on this thing, you can say a new column, you create a new column. Create the column, create these 4 columns I'm about to create in this particular date, particular table, the 1000 cryptos table. So first is our what? Price change is equals to open minus close. Sorry, we are actually tracking what? Absolute price change. So ABS, so here they said we should get the what? Absolute price change. I think, and I explain what absolute price change means. It means just the raw difference between what you open and close, regardless of whether it's a negative difference or regardless of whether we just want to know how much difference there was between the what open and the close price. So I think this is going to give us correct. Now we need another column again. Yes, we need another column. We say it's what is the I call it daily return. That so I work the daily return. Daily return in percent equals to what? Divide divide what? Open minus what? Close over what? Open. Times 100. Now it's already in percent, so there's no reason for you to now, when you make this column, just to for you to put it for you to have the percent sign. There is no reason for you to now highlight this column and come here to make it percent. You are just multiplying it as another 100. So that's going to give you what inaccurate values. So now we have created our price change in what percent. We have created our absolute price change. We already what we have started work already because we're already tracking the metrics we were asked to track. You get what I'm saying? So now we have to create the volatility that we want to create the range. Now let me explain what volatility actually means. When we talk of it helps volatility actually helps investors know what kind of coin they will want to get. You get what I'm saying? So when a particular coin has the tendency to go as high as $50 in a day and go as low as minus 20 in that same day, it shows that the coin actually has tendency to that the risk tendency is actually very high. You get what I'm saying? So that is it. So volatility actually matters. It helps investors know what kind of coin. If I say I want to buy a stable coin where I know that okay, yeah, I'm going to have peace of mind in this particular coin, I don't think there's any reason why I would want to buy a coin that can drop so low than expected. You get so it helps to track what kind of coin you want to buy. Having historical trends on certain amount of coins would actually give you insight of oh yeah, is this coin safe or is this coin not safe? So I think this is where the insight is coming from. This is where the particular insight is coming from. So we start from range to get our range. This is an analysis session. Yes, this is an analysis with Emmanuel, and I don't think I'm not just coming here to start making visuals. I'm coming here to put you through an analysis step from both understanding towards making the visual. So I'm not just coming here to blab and just make you create dashboards. You get what I'm saying? Yeah. So we go to the range. The range, what is range? Range just is just high minus what? Low. That's the range. Then we create another column for the what? Volatility percent is equals to what? Divide high minus what? Low, comma what? Low. So correct. Now, like I said earlier about the daily return in percent, it's already in percent because we have multiplied it as 100. So there is no reason why you would still want to come here and format it in percent. That is giving inaccurate. That means you are multiplying it as what 10,000, and you are getting a very wrong result. Now we are done with creating our particular columns I want us to create. But if you look at this kind of if you look at this table, you find out that this table is actually very rough, very unreadable because of the amount of decimals that we have here. So now we are going to edit this table to look fine. That we're going to say, yeah, I'll call it fine because that's what I actually think it. Put every decimal places of this particular. Just follow the decimal places how I'm working with them. I'm putting 4 in these ones. Then the ones with what did they call it? Percent. Put 2 in them. This volume, I don't think, oh, no, we're not changing. Volume is a whole number already. Whole number already. Okay, 2. I'm putting 2 here. Okay, 4 here. Um, Now, very lovely. Now we can work with it. Now we can work with it. So now we've gotten the columns we'll be needing. We've gotten the columns we'll be needing. So now let's dive into actually formatting visuals. So now this is the interesting part of the analysis, the actual visualization. So I think let me show you what I actually worked on so that we know what we actually kind of building. Yeah, I was able to create five dashboards with page navigations. Yeah, with page navigation. So this 5 dashboard runs from what 2025 to 2015, like I said earlier, and has a what and has a symbol, has what do they call it, a slicer for each symbol. Let me put it all exactly. So this is how it is. So we're able to analyze a lot of things. When you come here, you need to see a lot of things. These are the moving averages. Yeah, moving averages. We'll get there actually. We'll get there. So I'm just trying to show you what we are diving into now and how nice what we're actually diving into is. You get what I'm saying? This this one is for the risk analysis. We can actually use this one to determine what particular coin was most volatile at this particular year or in the whole lifespan of the 10 years. So now if we talk of the whole lifespan of 10 years, we can see that this when is the most volatile. We can highlight it actually. You get it? We can highlight it. We see that this when was the most volatile throughout the whole running of the year. When we check of 2018, we can see that um pre-USD. So that's just how we can be able to track a lot of things. And this is the correlation I was explaining about. Correlation between some certain selected words. We are going to do all of this actually. We're going to do all of this. So now let's start what we have to do for today. The first thing we have to do is what? Import our background. This is our first background. Make it normal. Sorry, make it fit. Then reduce the transparency to 100. Now, yeah, this is it. So now we would want to be creating our slicers first. Our slicers first. This is our first slicer. Now this one is going to be for the year. Now you see why I actually created the year column. If you notice the year column was not actually present. Mm. The year column was not present actually. So we actually there was so much need in creating the year column. You get what I'm saying? Now we want to make it a format. We want to format it to be a drop down. The header, I want it to be bold. When we come here, make it a GUI. The background, make it this color, white but kind of dark. Sorry, not this one. The one for the values, sorry. not this one, the ones for the value. We are making the values bold too. We are making the background for the value this color. Yes. I think this is how it's going to be. Correct. Correct. So we can actually still remove the background for this pen. Exactly. Off the background, like I always do for everything. So now we have created our first slicer for the first visual. We have to create the what? Second slicer for the what? For this same visual. This one is going to take in what? Symbols. Yeah, it's going to take in the symbols. I want to rename this one. Name it for the visual. Capital letter here. Exactly. So now we want to format it. Change it into a drop down. Format the values. Sorry, the slicer header now. Make it bold. GUI. Okay, we're not putting a background here. Then for these values, we'll be creating a background for the values. We'll be creating a background for the values. This is the background for our values. And now we need to make our values bold. Right? So when I think it's going to be like this. Yeah, exactly. I like it to be like this. So now I want to off the background for this slicer. Come here. Now, if are we good? So great. Now we've created our symbol and our year slicer. So first we now have to create 5 card visuals that are going to display various kind of information that we actually need. We have to create what 5 card visuals that are going to fit in these 5 spaces in our background. So the first one will be what put in is one that is going to calculate the total amount of symbols that will count the amount of symbols that was used in that particular in the selected year. Now let me show you how we're going to do it. Now we're going to take this symbol inside, count distinct, count distinct. So now it's telling us that in the year, in all year round, all round the years, guys, I think from 2015 to 2025, we had a total amount of 2017 symbols. You get it? So now we can choose, okay, in 2015 only, we had 19 symbols. In 2015 and 2016, how many symbols do we have? Multiple selection, yes. Okay, still same 19 symbol. In plus 2017, 139, 200. Do you get? So in this particular selected day, okay, for 2020 only, we had what 500 and what 75 symbols. Do you get what I'm saying? So I think these card visuals are actually going to speak a lot. So now we need to edit these card visuals. All right, we need to edit these card visuals. I want to remove the label. I remove the label. Now put it to my Soji UI. I don't like it in Dean. So now we're going to change this to what 30. We're going to host 30. Make it bold. Make the color blue. This blue color. Yes. Now what else? What else? Yes. Now we need to create a title for it. All right. Now what are we going to call it? Total what? Total symbols. All right. Yes. So now change it from Dean to GUI. That's what we work with. Make it bold. Now take it to the center. Okay. Center. Why is it not clicking? Yes, center now. Exactly. I think the is it going to fit in? Yes. So we have another thing to do. The effects. If you come down here, if you go to effects, the off the background. All right. Now to remove this, it fits in, right? Yeah. Perfect. Perfect. Now we have another card visual to create. We have the one to display um volatility, average percent volatility. All right. So what we're going to take in is what this volatility field. So rather than leaving it in sum, we take it to display or average. Now we're going to edit it. I don't want it to be showing some k something. I want explicitly raw values. First, I remove the this thing label. Take it to GUI. Take this to 22. Yes. Make it bold. Put it in a blue color. Change it from this to none. Don't want it in any of this kind of thing. Yes. So now we need to go to general, create a title for it. On the title, what are we going to leave it? Name it as average what percent volatility. I think I've explained what volatility means. So we can say we know what we are talking about. So GUI, leave it, make it to 12. Yeah. And make it bold. Put it to the center. No, no, no. I think did I make it 8? Not 8, 12. Because these values are a lot. This particular one. Okay, sorry, we have to also off. So we go to effect, off the background. Now this is the importance, how important offing the background actually is. Okay, I think we can make this title a little bigger. Yes, we can see that. We can make the title rather than 12. Let's take it to 13. Correct. Now there's a reason why I actually made this the font, the font size to be lower in these two visuals because this one has a lot of value and we need it to fit into this particular one. We need it to fit into this particular box for it. You get what I'm saying? So I can actually say since the call out value still has space, we can still be increasing it. Alright, right? So we can go with 24. Perfect. We can go with 24. Now we need to create another card visual. This one is going to display the average what daily return. Average daily return. So here we're going to take the daily return here, change it to what average. Correct. Now edit it. We are removing the label, the call out values, changing it to 30, make it bold, change it from dim to GUI, the display none. Alright. So now we need to go to general. First, let me remove the background. Off the background. Now on this title, I want to name it what average percent average percent return. Sorry, average percent return. Yeah. This one is going to give us very very good value. Okay. Changing it from din to GUI. Yeah, make it bold. Very good, right? Now I need to change the call out value. I forgot to edit the color, the call out value. Blue. We're working with blue here. Okay, perfect, perfect. Now we adding another card visual. I think if you I made a jotting actually. We'll be making use of that jotting a lot actually. We'll be making use of that jotting a lot. So for this particular one now, mm, for this particular one, let me I'm going to be calculating the total volume. Yeah. Now we can go to this table view, tap on this particular one. This one, yeah. Tap on it, create measure. All right, we are creating measure now. So what's the measure going to be? Total volume. Total volume is equals to what? Sum. All right, sum what? Where's our volume? Volume. Very, very simple. This measure now, we calculate total volume. Or even if we choose a selected amount of cryptos in a selected period of time, it's still going to give us the total volume that was what traded or exchanged that particular what period. Now we come to the normal distance. We go here. Exactly. Now it's in trillion because normally a lot was actually traded. We're talking of cryptocurrency being traded. So off this. Now this colored value, we edit it, change it to Soji UI, change it to 30, make it bold, change the color to blue. Alright. Now we go to this off the background on the title. What are we going to name it? Total volume is actually total volume traded, but total volume, if I can it fit? Can it fit? Can it actually do? Can it actually fit? Can it actually fit? Let's check. This one I still need to make this one go up more. It didn't fit. It didn't fit. So let's change it. Let's remove the traded. And now let's move it to center actually. Sorry, I forgot about that. Center. Yeah. Perfect. 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 Now let's we want to now display the the particular coin that was what traded the most in that particular period of time. You get so we can now I think that's where that particular this button now I'm going to drop this button also. So this is the formula for it. What I'm talking about. This one is going to generate the top volume symbol. So if we choose in 2018 and we want to check what particular um crypto coin was traded the most, you get it? It shows us what particular. So we copy this, come over here. Now go to our table view on this 1000 cryptos, add a new measure, add a new measure. Now we paste it. Alright. So we what press enter. Now when we go to our what when we go to this particular place, if we put in our card visual, then we this as our field. Very correct. You see what we're doing now? So it means that all round USDC USD was what the top traded what crypto coin. So let's say we want to check in 2017 what BTC was what top traded in 2020. So it helps us track which one was mostly exchanged at that particular period. We can also say, okay, let's leave it as all round. But in can we say this? Let me check. Now we can highlight some. Alright, let's see. Okay, so in this multiple selection, I think this one was more traded from what we can see. Yeah, that's what it means. I selected, I think this first six, and it showed 1 inch USD. So meaning that 1 inch USD was what much more traded. You get what I'm saying now? So now we need to edit this, remove the call out value, make this one 25. Go, remove from GUI. Now the general off the background. Now in the title, we want to on it. What is it going to be? top traded what symbol. All right. Yeah, top traded symbol. Make it to the center. Make it bold. Fuji UI. Reduce it to 13. Let me see I want to edit this value actually. Go to visual. This particular callout value, make it blue. Change this to 23. Now, are we good? Alright. I want to take this up more. Very good. Very, very good. Now we've created our five visuals. Let's test it out. Let's say in 2016, we have NVDA as our what? Top traded symbol. Got NVDA and this whole the total symbols traded in 2016 was what 19 symbols and their average return was a minus 0.27 and at this point I think the volatility was not so high, meaning that there were more of what stable what prices, stable high low prices. Do you get it now? And a total of what 203 billion was traded in 2016. So are you getting the analysis from this particular visuals I'm getting? So yes, walking you through the analysis of this, I'm not just here to create visuals. I'm not just here to create visuals. So flow with me. If you flow with me, we're actually going to see how fun data analysis is. And that's it. Seeing how fun data analysis is, it gives you the passion to want to do more, not just do it for a blah 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 cash or shit. You go what I'm saying. Now we want to create top five gainers. If you check what we were asked to do, you see that we were told in the overview dashboard, create top five gainers. Are you getting what I'm saying now? To create these top five gainers, it's not gonna be hard, trust me, because I've worked on this and it's not gonna be hard. So now we're working with this, alright? Put your line chart. It's supposed to be here, alright? Now, the y-axis, we're going to take symbol and we are doing top 5 gainers by what? Average of our daily return. It's going to give us our gainers. So now, if you check clearly, we see that if you long, the more we make the visual long, the more values are what being displayed. So here, this is where you now input your filter. Are you get what I'm saying? So to get your top 5, we come to this filter pane, change this thing to what? Top N. Put it to 5. Now, you are filtering by what? Daily return, average of daily return. Apply your filter. So no matter how long you make this, it's still going to be, you get how very nice using your filters and how nice it looks now. And now we are going to be working with our what? Color convention. You know, here we are dealing with gainers. So we're going to make it actually, we are going to make the bars green. You get what I'm saying? So now we need to edit this, check it. Make sure that this is sorted what? Descending order. Correct. Now we need to edit this thing. I don't want this x and y axis titles to be shown. Off it, off the x axis, off their title. Take this one away. Now I need what we are going to be named off the background of this. Now we are going to be naming this what? Top 5 gainers, because that's what we just calculated. Top 5 gainers. Now we're going to make it a Soji UI, like I was talking about. Make it center, make it bold. Very bold. Yeah. Then what again? Come to your visuals. Alright. Now we want to edit the bars to show green. Because green for gaining, you get what I'm saying? Green for gaining. Make this green side. Now we want a mature green. Alright. Alright. Can we work with this? Yeah, I think so. I think so. Good, 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 good. We can work with this. Alright. Edit your. So now we need this to show labels. Okay, we need it to show labels. We need it to show labels. It's going to be more nice if it actually shows on them, and make sure that they are what outside end. Yes. Now we need to edit this x and y axis to be bold so we can see them bold. We can even change, okay, no need. Y axis, their values, open the values, make it bold. So now all around CHKN had the highest return. I think people with this coin, that bought this coin higher, gained more. Are you getting what I'm saying? So in 2020, brief USDC got much more higher return. You get it? So they are gainers, they are the top five gainers. People with this coin in this particular year had more gain. That's just how it works. Do you get what I'm saying? It helps in the analysis, it helps in the analysis. Now let's go to the top five losers. We'll be making this one with red. We'll be using red for it. Are you seeing what I'm saying? Are you seeing what I'm saying? So for this one now, same way, it's same way. Just I'll show you just it's same way, everything is same way. Take this one to the x-axis, the symbol, y-axis, sorry. Now change this to average. It's the same thing we are working with. But first, you change this, these are the differences. You change it to what? Ascending. Ascending. It should be working ascending. Now we are going to filter this to show what? Bottom five. Now you know this one is showing top five, like I did. Now this one is going to be showing bottom five. Now this is where the difference comes. This one shows us what? This one is going to show us who lost more by what? Average. They are filtering by what? Average. Apply filter. Are you getting this? Are you seeing the fun of this analysis? Are you seeing the fun of this analysis? Yeah, that's just the whole point of it. Make analysis fun. It's not just a work that you just do just to make money. The passion for it will actually keep you on it more than just the drive to actually make money from it. So now we need to remove the y-axis title. We need to remove the y-axis title. The x-axis, remove the title. We're not working with them. Now on their values of the y-axis, we need to make it bold. This is the x-axis, right? Now for the title, okay, off the background. For the title, we want to put it as what? Top 5 losers. People lost more because he had a low return. You getting the point of it? He had low returns. When you are having low returns, how do you expect to make it in the center? Yeah, right. Now I want to change it this bars. Like I told you, I'm going to be making it red. Now when you scroll down, you see bars. You want to make it red. Now get to look for your mature red. Take this here. Mature red. Correct. Mm. Are we looking good? Yeah, we are. We are. We are looking good. Now, we have to do next. What do we have to do next? We want to create a market trend. Yes, a market trend between a market trend that will show us how much difference was there actually between the open and the closing. Yes, how much difference was there actually between the open and the closing price in a particular time interval, but probably like if you select it. So this I'm so in love. I'm so in love with this data set, man. I'm so in love with this data set. I think this is one of the most interesting data set I've actually worked with. Honestly speaking, I'm so in love. I love this data set so much because it is so insightful. So we want to check. Let's let's do less talking and let's go into action. I'll show you what I'm talking about. What I'm talking about. So this one now, the x-axis, we want to take this date. Now we are working with month, not we remove the rest. So in the y-axis, take in your open, take in your close, secondary y-axis. Now make it average. Make this one average. All right. Now let me edit it. So I want to show you guys something. Show you how nice what I just did this now. Legend. Take it to the bottom center. This y-axis, remove the title from it. X-axis, remove the title. Um, yes, right. Now we want to edit the title. Edit the title. We want to call it market trend. Market trend. Make it CGUI and bold. Take it to the center. Take it to the center. Now subtitle on it by open and what open and close prices. Center. So now from this now, basically in the left hand side of our y-axis, we have the average of output. In the what right hand side, we have the what average of close. Now if you highlight this, we want to check for the one of August. Now, are you aware that we have two lines in this particular chart? Now what this thing is just simply showing us, we won't know this unless we actually make a visual like this. Now what is actually showing us is showing us that there is no at this point there is not so much difference between the open and the close, because if we check it, in August we have it to be 325 and 324. In March we have it to be 352, 354. Are you getting it? Okay, let's choose a particular year now. Yes, we have it to be what, average of open is what, 198, 198. So they're actually two lines, but they are so close to each other. Are you getting it? That it is not even showing that they're actually two lines. Let's say we want to choose for this particular symbol. We can check the market trend. 70. Are you getting how very we can make this? This is a very flexible visual. Very, flexible, very flexible. So now we want to check the volume over time. When I mean by volume over, we want to check how much traded, how much has was traded at this particular time, how much traded. the line chart of how much was traded. I get what I'm saying. So we take another line chart in the whole sheet. Yeah. Did I off you see off the background for this one? Highlight the market trend off the background. I'm noticing something now. This market trend then let me off the background. Let me go to general off the background. Better. Now I'm noticing something that in this title is in Dean. From what I can say, I feel like it's in Dean. I just see why. Okay, very lovely. Oh, I don't like the way it's looking. Should I increase? No, all right. So in this chart, particular chart. Sorry. Let's edit the y-axis and x-axis to look bold. Values to look bold. Sorry, I forgot to do that. Value secondary y-axis value better. Now we want to track the volume over time. Over time. So what we're simply going to do is date date as our x-axis. Make it month. Now put volume, total volume. Let's say total volume. No, average. All right. Yes. Meaning that there was actually a dip between that of January has all round symbols and all round the whole year. What we're working, if you check this slice, I see what I'm talking of. January has the highest amount of volume traded. Then the rest are just so low that January, I mean, I think January, I don't know whether to say, okay, let me just give an example now. Maybe if we start a new year and you want to actually have a like new year resolution, people that want to just make quick money, maybe they just tend to buy more. You know, all this new year motivation, I want to make it for the year. So I think I think that was just a joke. Maybe they want to just make it for the year. You know how we used to promise ourselves to attend gym January, then we don't even attend it. So I think that was what was happening here. So January has the highest amount of traded crypto coins from this whole thing now. You get what I'm saying? So now let's edit this. Let's remove the background first of all. I think we are always forgetting to remove the background. Now on this title, I'm going to change it to what volume over time. Volume over what time. I'm gonna see what I'm doing. Alright, change it from dim. Yeah, make it bold. Put it in the center too. Make it bold. Good. Now we want to edit the x and y axis. We are going to make the x and y axis bold. Yeah, off the title. Go to the y axis. Open the value. Make it bold. Off the title. Okay. This is our first visual. So we'll be working on page navigation. Yeah, we'll be working on page nav. This is page navigation. I think that will be the last thing we'll be working on this whole icon stuff that you can use to change rather than using this under. You just tap a button. Make it, it's a button actually. You tap it and your dashboard keeps changing. So we have a lot of things to do. I think we'll come to an end for the first. This is the first video. It was really really nice. I really enjoyed my time. I would say I wasted time because I really really enjoyed what I was doing. And so page navigation will be the last thing we'll be treating for this cryptocurrency data set. So I really really enjoyed making this visual over and over again because of how fun. So let's just take a play around. Let's take a play around this thing before I end it. So let's say we want to check for this particular coin, right? So now this particular coin, this is its own trend. So it didn't even give us it was not a coin that we gained from because the average return was very low, meaning that people that bought this coin this whole period lost money. Are you getting it? That's what you mean because the average return is very low and it even has kind of like a high volatility and was and had 2 billion traded. You get it? So now let's say we want to check for a selected let's select five. Meaning that in this five selected inch USD was the what top traded symbol. 150 150 was traded and out of this whole five selected, we still had a low return, meaning that anybody that bought this coin actually lost money. Let's check for Binance BNB. Let's see how BNB worked out. BNB, yeah, BNB. This is Binance. Binance lost of money. They actually lost money. Let's say for 2020 lost money, 2020, 2019 lost money. This is how you can actually track their historical what data, how they've been performing, so that you know what you're doing. You know what you're working with, you know what you're doing. That's just it. That's how fun this data set is. We've come to an end for this part one of this video. I really really enjoyed it. So I think I'll be taking on another one. I'll be dropping the video also so we can actually follow up. This is I would if I was you I wouldn't miss the other videos. If I was you, definitely I wouldn't miss the other videos. So thank you for watching. Please don't forget to subscribe so you can actually have access to other videos. Thank you.